Oops. Okay, hang on. Bear with me for a while, okay?
Middle.
Trying to get into this topic thingy. Okay. It's very slow. Okay, fine. Okay, something's not responding. What is wrong? Can you see my slide?
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Thank you. Excuse me, okay. I don't know what is wrong here. It's not responding as fluently as I want it to. What do you see on your screen?
Research
The
design.
first slide. Research
Yep.
design.
Okay. Wait. This message kept on popping in. Okay, let's see. What I want you to still see that one. Okay, good. So today we're just going to go through like some basic. I'm going to expose you to some basic research design so that at least you would know what you're looking at. Now, the idea of the course is not for us to do research. Okay, it's not yet. You were not yet that. I don't know. Shariza, are you taking your research methodology this semester?
Oh no. I haven't. Because we have to take
You
EW
don't?
first before taking RM.
Okay, good. All right. So the objective of the course is to somehow give you the understanding of the technical understanding of what academic writing is all about, and somehow for this course we've decided to gauge it towards research writing. Okay, so what we are going to do this semester is just to recognize structure as to how reports in academic writing, in research writing looks like. What do we use? How do we say it? How do we put it together? How do we go about reporting? What are the terminologies, the jargons that you need to understand and use? Okay, so it's basically identifying. Okay, so it's basically getting to know the terminologies, the technicalities, the structure of research writing. Okay, are we good?
Yeah.
I think that's the objective of the course. All right, it's the objective of the course. You can actually go through that in your course outline. So what I have in store for you today is just I would like to somehow introduce to you how this whole thing came into picture. Why is my slide not moving? There you go. So we have to understand, right? In order for us to identify, we need to know how does it look like. So when we talk about research design, it's basically sort of like a plan, okay, of of how the research is going to be laid out on paper. So that's why you have the research design is like a blueprint for research, because you're going to have to lay it down, all right, do an outline, and then fill up that particular information which is needed when we do academic writing. Am I making sense? So far, so good.
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. All right. So, what are the research design? So, we have. Okay, I'm gonna let you read the rest. Okay, the other one about researcher records his decision by using relevant symbols and concept. So these are the things that we're going to be familiar with. What are the symbols? What are the concept? What are the words that is relevant and represents symbols? What are the words? What are the expression that represent concepts? So this is just basically picking it out and then putting it into places. Okay, so I'm going to do that is the process of data collection, sampling, whatnot. We're not going to do it this semester. You're going to do it in RM, but you need to know how to identify that. You know, in the sense of like if let's say some research terminologies is used, and then you would know, oh, that's how it works, or these are the kind of words that I need to use in order to describe this. Okay, that's the general idea. All right, and then next slide. Okay, so this is like the skeleton of a research project. Okay, decisions and whatnot. Okay, I'm not gonna go into that. This is important. Are you with me? Yes. Okay. You're looking at the same slide as I am, right? Research design results from certain decisions
Yeah.
being taken. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. So we look into the into identifying. All right. So these are the things required when you do research. What do you call when you do research, when you write research? These are the things that you have to have answered. Okay. So at this point, at this stage, okay, in this course, we just want to know how it looks like. Right, so later on when you go to RM, you can already transfer what you have in mind on paper in accordance to the correct structure, right? So we need to so with that in mind, we need to understand what are these questions and how does it look like, okay, when it is answered. So you have questions like, what is this study about? Oh, by the way, do you have the article that I asked you to bring with you today?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
All right, brilliant. So that's what we're going to do after this. Um, first question, right? What is the study about? And then second question is, why is the study being made? Okay. Sometimes people don't answer this question, but it's good to know that it's there. Some papers do address this. Some paper don't. But we can actually we'll go to that later on. And then why is this where will the study be carried out? So we're looking at the setting. Okay, when you read that article, what kind of information answered that question? Okay, and what type of data is required? Where can the required data be found? What periods of time will the study include? All right. This is also another question that sometimes it is addressed in the articles, in the journal articles. Sometimes researchers do not really want to put it out there. Okay, so if you couldn't find it, it's fine. What will be the sample design? These are important. This is important question. It must be there. What techniques of data collection will be used? How will the data be analyzed? Sorry, typo there. In what style will the report be prepared? This is something that you're going to be familiar with. And how the research purpose can be achieved with minimum expenditure of money. That is also, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not there. And then time and energy. So these are the set of questions that you will answer later when we look at the paper that you've brought for today. Okay. Okay, I read these questions first. We'll get back to that in a bit so that you can see. So, what are the okay? We have like different sets of design research designs. So many types out there. So I want you to be familiar with the types that you have that is out there, so that when you look at a paper, you know, okay, this is exploratory, this is sampling, this is operational, this is observation. Okay, so we have four phases: the sampling design. That's repeated. Sorry. First and second is the same. The statistical design, the operational design, the statistical and observational designs can be carried out. Sometimes it's like just statistical, sometimes it's operational, sampling design. So these are the four phases that you have to go through. It will be explained in detail when you take RM. Okay, I'm not going to go into that so much. But it's just basic recognizing them. Okay. Types of research design. This is what I meant earlier. Exploratory or formulative study. What is exploratory?
Hello, madam.
I'm back. Sorry about that. That is not something that I can control. Sorry to weird you out. Where did I stop?
The four phases.
Okay, let me bring this back. I know this is so unnerving. This is something that we cannot control, okay?
Exactly.
Where did I stop?
Slide number 6.
Okay. Okay. What do you see on your screen?
Exploratory or formulative studies.
Slide number 7. Now it's 6.
Okay, slide number 6. This is the types of research design, all right? So we're going to go through it one by one. I've actually gone through the first one on my own and I lost you. Well, you lost me. Right, okay. So exploratory design is conducted about research problem where there are few or no early studies to refer to or rely upon to predict an outcome. So exploratory is very much like it's not something that you're familiar with and you haven't actually read about it. So you are sort of like how should I put it? We also call this like one example, sorry, of an exploratory research design is ethnography. Okay, ethnography is something to do with when you want to look into a study, when you want to understand something that is relevant to a certain community or to a certain society. So you're not familiar with that society, you're not familiar with that community. So you just jump into that particular wagon and ready to accept anything. Ready to explore anything and ready to process or experience anything. Am I making sense?
Yes, madam.
Are you with me?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam. Yes. Yes, madam.
So exploratory is quite rare, to be honest, but it's out there, especially when we talk about language learning. It's a common kind of a thing, especially when you want to explore a certain pedagogy or a certain method or approach in classroom teaching. So let's say, for example, now, like what we're doing now, virtual learning, virtual online learning. There's this new, not really new, it's been there, but it's just like suddenly it's exploding right now because everybody's doing this virtual online thingy. So it's called a technological pedagogical content knowledge strategy in teaching. TPAC, TPACK. So it is like really new, and not everybody has written much about it because not everybody is into online learning. But since we do this now, then everybody's talking about this TPAC thingy. So that, if you want to do that as a study, if you want to do that as a research, now that is exploratory because you're testing that teaching strategy, which is what I'm doing now. To be honest, I'm doing now this now with the school, teaching children how to read, teach children with literacy issues. So I'm using this TPEC strategy, teaching strategy, to teach them how to read. So we've got lots of games. We do online learning. What do you call, experiencing their background via online. Okay, so that is exploratory. Is that good?
Hmm.
That's an example, okay? And then the focus is on gaining insights and familiarity for later investigation. So meaning, if I want to try if I want to see how this TPEC teaching strategy works, I'm going to have to throw it out there in the field and see whether the children likes learning while playing games. Or maybe they can, like, after they tried my games, they can actually read and start recognizing words and then understanding, being able to read and understand what they're reading. Okay, and exploratory designs are often used to establish an understanding of how best to proceed in studying an issue, what methodology would effectively apply to gathering information about the issue. So it's all about getting to know something that has not yet been tried. So you're exploring it, and then you're recording it, you're writing it, and then we come up with that report for everybody to read, so that we can share it with other people who has a significant need to understand the concept. Okay,
Okay.
comments? So far so good.
Yeah.
Yes, madam. So it's like finding a new area of study.
Understanding a new area of study. Yes. Okay. Good. That's nice. Alhamdulillah. Others, are you okay?
Yes, madam.
Okay, so far so good, huh? So that's exploratory. And then what would be the goal? So basically, it's just to get yourself familiarized with it. It's a grounded picture of the situation being developed. Okay, grounded picture of how the situation is being developed is that you actually experience that with your participants, with your sample. Sample will be like your participants, the people that you're testing your approach with. Okay, so you've got that experience, you see it happening in front of you, and then you can say like, okay, this works. How does it work? And then you're gonna have to explain. And then the data, the evidence, all right, you have to somehow record the evidence of the result. Okay, must be recorded, and you're going to write about it. That will be the report. And then generation of new ideas, assumptions, development of tentative theories, whatnot, determination on about whether a study is feasible in the future or not. Okay, now this is a good point. Sometimes you will find this in your study. When you read the article, there will always be a certain, like, what do you call, in a manner of how the researcher will want to report his or her study. They will always say that it is relevant. Okay, it's feasible because we can actually do the study and we are actually sharing the findings of the study. Okay, it's something that is logic to do, and it's not like, you will not find that a research article will say like, oh, my research is not logic. You'll never find that because they will always argue that whatever research that they're doing is relevant, is feasible. Okay, and then issues get refined for more systematic investigation, formulation of new research questions. All right, that's for future study. And then you're gonna have you. We will look at how it is being written. Okay, and then direction for research and technology techniques get developed. Okay, next. Okay, so what does this tell you? This is important. All right. So you're going to read this in your articles. Okay, you will find that they will explain this. Why is the design useful? Why is it flexible? How does it address the research questions? All right, and then provides an opportunity to define new terms. You will have that there. Often used to generate formal hypotheses. Okay, researcher records his decision. Right, you will find that in the article as well. How did he or she came with the decision that okay, this is my findings. Okay, we'll look into that later. And then in the policy arena or applied to practice, exploratory study help establish research prioritize and where resources should be allocated. Okay, we'll look into the how it works in the paper later. Let me see. Have I got this there? Yeah, I have that there. Okay. What does it not tell you? Okay, I can skip this because you don't want to know this. You won't be able to identify this anyways. But this is very important later when you do your RM. Okay. Right. Next, descriptive studies. This is about exploratory. Now we're talking about descriptive. So what is descriptive research designs? It helps provides answers to the question of who, what, when, where, and how associated with a particular research problem. A descriptive study cannot conclusively ascertain answers to why. Okay. Descriptive studies, research designs are normally quantitative. All right. We'll discuss this later. So it deals with statistical kind of results. Okay. And statistical result cannot give you the answer why. They can only identify what. Okay. And then descriptive research is used to obtain information concerning the current status of the phenomenon, to describe what exists with respect to variables and conditions in a situation. So if you find words like variables, descriptive, it's very much quantitative, statistical, deals with numbers. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna skip this. This is very much like research methodology thingy. Again. Okay, experiment. The next one is experimental studies. It's a blueprint. Do you see the same slide?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
Good. So experimental study is it looks into what do you call maintaining control over all factors that may affect the result of an experiment. So it's like an experiment, try and error, see whether this one works or not. This one, how does it work? To what is how many people? Okay, I'll give you one example, right? COVID-19. Okay, when the pandemic begins, everybody was like, okay, what's wrong? How do we actually curb this? What do you call? How do we deal with this virus? Okay, it's dangerous now. We understand that it's dangerous, but we don't really know how to go about managing the virus. Okay, how do we actually live with it? Can we live with it? Is it like if it's threatening, then how do we actually overcome the threats? So people started experimenting things so that we don't get infected. We do social distancing. Okay, let's see if it's physical distancing. Does it actually like help with not with curbing infection? And then find like okay, those with distance with the one infected, they don't get the disease. They don't get the virus. So then we decided okay, everybody needs to distance themselves, no hugging, no touching. All right. So we go through a lot of experiments just to see how things work. Then we come to a decision, okay, we cannot do this and do that because this is what's going to happen if we do that. Am I making sense? Yeah. So experimental is about trying and error a certain approach to see whether it works or not. If it doesn't work, then what else can we do? So it's all like furnishing the phenomenon with solutions, solving the problem, or how to actually deal with the issue. So and then when we talk about one of the things that we've discovered that we need vaccines in order to make sure that if we get infected, it will not be fatal. So people started testing out, okay, what vaccine works, how do we actually come up with vaccines, blah blah blah, and then we decide, oh, suddenly we discovered we have this type of vaccines, right? So okay, some people can have this vaccine, some people cannot have this vaccine, so on and so forth. So it all goes through this experimenting stage before the final decision before we can actually come to a certain conclusion and make decisions about it. Okay, make sense? Right. Okay, so I'm going to skip this. Okay, you can read that. I've already explained. And okay, what does it tell you? Basically, it's the same thing that we've discussed. What does it not tell you? Of course, we don't want to know that. And then, okay, diagnostic studies. Okay, it's about define things clearly of what to measure or what has been measured and adequate methods of measuring it along with a clear-cut definition of population he wants to study. So diagnostic, it will be like if let's say I give you this vaccine, what will be your reaction? What's the reaction? Okay. Some people have some people when they get vaccinated, they've got like different effects. Some people would just like be okay, I've been vaccinated, nothing happens, so I'm good. Some people got vaccinated and they are they have a very severe reaction to it. So this is very much like what do you call, coming to a certain understanding of what is the effect of something that is done. Am I making sense? Okay, put it simply like this. Let's say okay, let's say if we have a fever. So or okay, maybe like this. Let's say for example, I've got a migraine, right? And I went to the doctor and the doctor gave me paracetamol. Okay, because he thinks that it's just like he doesn't know the severity of my migraine. So okay, we'll start with paracetamol. And then I took the paracetamol and then nothing happened. So I had to go back to the doctor. No, it doesn't work. So he has to give me a bit something stronger. So that is diagnostic. The action of trying and error certain medication methods or that actually what do you call, give out the effect that you want, that you would want to have. Let's say for example, paracetamol doesn't work for migraines. Normal headaches, yes, but migraines, no, you need to get a stronger kind of prescription. Am I making sense?
Madam, sorry, but I'm quite confused
Yes.
about the definition of diagnostic studies and the experimental.
Experimental, okay. Diagnostic is something like you already know what is the it says here what is the measurement. Okay, let's say for example I have migraine. All right, so if like that is I'm diagnosed with migraine, right? So what is the what do you call, the treatment that I need in order to not have that migraine anymore, to be cured of that migraine? Okay, so you've got the diagnosis already. I've got the diagnosis already. I am suffering from migraine. So what's the thing that is going to rectify my migraine? All right. So when you go to the clinic, the doctor knows, okay, migraine cannot be cured or cannot be resolved with paracetamol. It can only be resolved with something stronger. I cannot recall what's the name of that pill, but never mind. So it has to be stronger. So if I am diagnosed with migraine, and if I go to the clinic and the doctor gave me paracetamol, I know already that it wouldn't work. I need something stronger. And in the position of the doctor as well, he already know if I'm diagnosed with migraine, he cannot give me paracetamol. Make sense? It's very different from experimental. Experimental, you cannot diagnose the condition just yet, like the COVID just now. Okay, we don't really know what's the cure, for example. That's why we try out social distancing, we try out wearing masks. Okay, that's experimental because it's not something that we know. It's something that is still new to us, so we experiment. Is that good?
So for the experimental, okay, since it's experiment, do we need like some kind of like hypothesis or what for
Oh,
that kind of
definitely. Okay, if let's say we're going by quantitatively, you need to have that hypothesis. All right, you need to have that question. Okay, we'll look into that in a bit. All right, what is the difference between what is hypothesis? Okay, where do we use hypothesis? Because hypothesis itself is very much relevant to the type of design that we have, the type of research design we have. Where do we use it? Because some research design we do not use hypothesis. Okay, but that will be explained later. So are we good with experimental and diagnostic?
Yes, for me. Thank you for that.
Alhamdulillah. Everybody else, are you okay?
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Okay, madam.
Good. Next, process okay. I will leave this. This is very much similar, so we will look at it later. We can read that. Okay, conclusion. Okay, basically, did we cover all? Did I miss anything? So that is diagnostic. We did. Let me check. Have I missed anything or not? Slide number 6. We've done descriptive, does it experimental? Yes. Okay, that's covered. Alright. So the conclusion is, yeah. So vital role in research design gives clear and exact. Alright, you can. Thank you. Done. Alright, let's see. I'm going to go back to these questions. So basically, we've already identified the 4 types of research designs. Okay. Now, when we talk about the questions, all right, which is here. So we look into what is the study about. So we need to identify whether the study that you're reading about, the article that you're reading, explains the type of study that they are doing. Okay, what is it about? Okay, that's the topic. All right, and why is the study being made? Let's see, what is the question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, question number 8, what techniques of data collection will be used? Now, this one is very much relevant to the research design. We've got 2 types of research methodology. We've got 2 different types of research approach. Okay, when we talk about research methodology, we talk about the types of approaches. One is qualitative, the other one is quantitative. Now, qualitative designs or research designs like exploratory, All right. Normally, it's qualitative. If you want to talk about ethnography just now, all right, that's qualitative because you do observation. Okay, it's doing it with numbers, looking at statistical doesn't really work with ethnography. All right, with exploratory, but some exploratory can be done quantitatively, but ethnography not really. Okay. So you need to understand which research methodology the paper is about, and they will use the terms like quantitative or qualitative. So you need to understand what is qualitative, what is quantitative. Okay, so far so good. All right, so that is qualitative observation, interview, focus group discussion. What else? Interview, focus group discussion, observation, and the other one is case study. All right, these are all qualitative. Okay. Quantitative is very much statistical. Anything that has numbers or like a significant value and with a hypothesis, that is quantitative. Qualitative does not have a hypothesis. Qualitative has research questions, but quantitative have a hypothesis and may also have research questions. All right. So these are the kind of things that you have to be very alert with. Are we good? Am I making sense to you?
Hmm.
Is that okay? I need to put that on slides, right? It's not on slide. That's another thing that I will address that later on. Differences between quantitative and qualitative. Okay. All right. So that's just the basic what do you call understanding as to how these two works with regards to academic writing, the terminologies. So when you look at your article, okay, this is where we're going to look at, where we're going to work on these questions, okay? Will an example. I have here, sorry. I'm going to stop sharing this one and I'm going to give you a sample paper that I have. Okay, why is it not coming here? Okay, hang on. I'm trying to share this paper with you. It's not working. Why? There you go. Okay, I'm gonna share this with you first, and then you're gonna go to your paper and see how you can have that identified. Okay. Can you see that on your screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, madam.
Right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to extract information and match it with the question that we had earlier. Okay. So if you look at the title of the paper, it's entitled "The Overweight Female Body in Malaysian Slimming Advertisement Problem and Solution." That's the title. So from the title, you can somewhat gauge to the idea of what type of research, what do you call, design. Sorry, research. Research design. So what would be this one? Exploratory, diagnostic, What else we have? Experimental. Okay. Okay. Exploratory, descriptive, diagnostic, or experimental.
I think descriptive
Mm.
studies.
Is it descriptive?
Is it a diagnostic?
Diagnostic.
Yeah,
Is it
diagnostic.
diagnostic? Because you have problem and solution there, right?
Yes.
It looks like a diagnostic. Okay.
Yeah. But it can be experimental also. I
Could be
don't know.
experimental. It's not experimental.
I
Okay. It
see.
is actually an exploratory.
Oh,
And it's exploratory in a sense of it looks at a certain community. It's an ethnographic, to be honest, because it looks into that idea of Malaysian female Malaysian ethnography because it deals with people. Make sense? All right. Ethnography deals with people. Okay. How people behave towards a certain thing. The understanding of coming to an understanding of how what is it about this group of people that you want to understand. So it's exploratory, basically in reference to ethnography, and the ethnography under study here is Malaysian female. Okay. So far so good.
yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna go through it, and then you're gonna let me know why is it not experimental, why is it not diagnostic. Okay. Look at the abstract. The abstract is actually a synopsis or is a gist. Not even a syn. It can be any synopsis. Some abstract can be a synopsis. Some abstract can be just a gist. So this is like a synopsis because you have the look at the abstract. This study analyzes image and text to investigate the way slimming advertisement exploits women's fear for being overweight to the extent that they feel obliged to do something about their own bodies. Okay, there you can actually see why is it exploratory because of the word investigate. Okay, when it's exploratory in the sense of like when you want to know something, you want to find the answer, you explore, you investigate by asking question, by making inquiries.
Hmm.
So the word investigate can actually what do you call represent that notion of exploring. So it gives you that kind of a research design, exploratory. Are we good? So far,
Yes,
so good,
ma'am.
right?
Yes.
Okay. And how do we know whether the kind of a methodology that this particular paper chooses is explained in that, and the study analyzes image and text. So we talk about image and text, it will be qualitative or quantitative?
Qualitative.
Qualitative.
Qualitative. Brilliant. Wow, you're good. We haven't actually done that yet. Okay, so we'll talk about image and text. You cannot do numbers, right? Because it analyzes image and text. It's not looking into the numbers of how many people represent this, how many people understand this. It doesn't have any numberings there. Okay, so that is also another way to recognize whether this research is done qualitatively or quantitatively. When we talk about image and text, it deals with discourse, it deals with qualitative. Right. What else can we discover? Samples. Okay, sampling. It will explain here. You have the sampling there already. Women.
Hmm.
Okay, so the samples are Malaysian women, but we don't really we look into that the how women is being portrayed, right? Okay, so going further down, We show how Malaysian slimming advertisements construct certain types of female body which reinforce cultural stereotypes, namely the overweight body that exceeds cultural acceptable limits of desirable body size and the desirable and attainable slim body with no excess fat. Right, so if we go back to the question, okay. The first question, what is the study about? That's the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Am I making sense? What is the study about? So how do you answer that question from this particular abstract? It is about
Investigating the ways
how, what do you call, Malaysian slimming advertisement construct certain types of female body which reinforce cultural stereotypes, namely the overweight body that exceeds culturally acceptable limits of desirable body size and the desirable and attainable slim body with no excess fat. So meaning we're talking about cultural stereotypes and how it's being represented by women, okay, in accordance to how the advertisement portrays that stereotype. Am I making sense?
Yeah. Where is everyone?
Are you processing this or am I like lost to you already?
Madam, we are still processing. We are still processing.
Madam, so
Yeah, Akil.
can you repeat what indicates that it's what's the study about?
Okay, what is the study about? So we're talking about, okay, how women are being
Shown, advertised.
what is that word? Brainwashed.
Yeah.
Is that a good word? How this what do you call advertisement? This slimming advertisement.
Stigma.
Okay.
That's the word.
Brainwash women into accepting the stereotype of what it means to be the kind of women that is acceptable in the society. Akil, is that good?
Yang tepat tu faham. It's just how to, like, if it's another article, what's the indicator that in the abstract?
Oh, okay. What is the indicator? You look into like what is being said, what is the article about, what is the what is being written about. So the ideas are already there. Meaning it may not be this. Okay, one thing that you have to understand, you need to look at you need to answer that question, what the study is about. So how it appears in articles can be worded differently, but because of a certain terminologies used, you will understand that okay, this is what the study is about. Am I making sense or am I confusing you?
Oh, so you just need to understand from the title and you have to understand basically.
Okay, tell you what, you have an article, right? Okay,
Yes.
show me your article. I'm going to stop sharing. Share with me your article.
Oh, mine, madam?
Your article. From your the one that I asked you to find the other day. Can you share your article?
Okay, do I send it to you?
No, just share it on the screen. Can you share?
Let me see.
Try and see if you can share. Share with everybody here. Are you okay, Akil?
No? Madam, can you see it, madam?
Are you sharing it? It's not yet there. Just share the abstract.
Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, can you see it?
It's coming, it's coming. Okay. All right. Can you focus it a bit to the abstract? Zoom on it. Okay. Can make it like, can you zoom it a bit more? All right. Thank you. Let's read. There you go. Second sentence. This study is designed to discover whether quantity of time spent between parents and children have a direct impact on children misconduct activities. There you go. That is what the study is about. Some can be very forward, straight to the point. Like the one I show you, you may probably need to process it a bit more. But this one is very straightforward. Okay, to discover whether quantity of time spent between parents and children have a direct impact on children misconduct activities, meaning designed to discover. So discover means, let me see.
Diagnostic.
Discover could be diagnostic, could be. Yes, good, very good. It's quantitative. All right, it's like established there. This is a quantitative study using a survey questionnaire, so it's quantitative, right? And what else? Diagnostic in the sense of we want to see this is the problem. We have misconduct activities. That's the what you call the diagnose. And then you're trying to see whether time spent between parents and children, has that anything to do with that? Has that anything to do with their misconduct? Am I explaining this well? Do you understand how this is diagnostic? Okay, so we let me see if I can explain this better. Okay, let's say for example, we have this issue, we have this problem of misconduct activities, right? We don't know yet. If we read further, we'll probably know what is this misconduct, right? So we have this notion that okay, maybe time spent with parents would somehow help. So it's either like, so what we're going to find out is like lesser time with parents, more misconduct, more time with parents, less misconduct. So you've got two treatments there. You've got two things that can actually answer that question. So the treatment is, so the what is the word, intervention. Okay, so the question that we want to ask, we want to find out is whether if they spend more time with the parents, would they behave better, or would they have lesser misconduct activities, or vice versa?
But why can't it be experimental design?
Experimental mean it's not really experimental in the sense because you have that problem there, misconduct behaviors, misconduct activities.
Oh, so Is it because it has a problem?
Yeah, experimental meaning we have no experience just yet. Like COVID is that we don't really know. We've never experienced COVID before, so we don't know. That's why we're throwing out so many things. Try and error, see what works. But but with this case is like with this particular paper, we already have that knowledge, that understanding. That there's already a result. Misconduct activities.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I understand. So
Mm.
experimental, we're trying to get like
We're still
a
looking for
result.
solution.
I
We're
see.
still looking for a result. That's good.
Oh, and a diagnostic is like we we already kind of know the result, but we're doing the experiment to see if it actually
What
leads to
causes
the
it?
thing.
Yeah.
Ah, I
What
see.
causes it and how can we rectify the problem?
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Anybody else would like to try? Okay, never mind. It's okay. So we'll use Akil's one. Okay. So next one we look into what will be the sample. Okay, the sample there will be, of course, parents and children. Okay, parents and children. So you have there a number. Since this is a quantitative, you have a survey. So you will have like number of people you want to test this on. So there are 522 parents, 641, sorry, 641 secondary school children, 522 parents. So that is your sample. Okay, there's a difference between population and sample. Sometimes people do not establish the population; they just go right down to the sampling. Uh, but the understanding is this: when we talk about population, it will be the people who are affected by that study. So in this paper, the people affected are parents and with children who is okay, parents with children in secondary school. So that's the population. It could be thousands, it could be millions. All right. But sampling is just the ones that you actually got hold of in order to assist your study. So sampling is just like a small sample that you use. Population is the bigger number of people or the bigger community. Am I making sense? So you go into depth with this later on when you do your RM. But I want you to understand the concept between population and sample. It must be the same. How is that the same? Are you?
Madam,
Yep.
uh, is it that the sample like represent the population?
Yeah, it represents it has to represent the population. So let's say for example this one, like the population will be like parents and children or parents with teenage children. Okay, parents with secondary school goers children. That's the population. So we have like huge number, right? Millions, because there's so many out there. But we only want to have like a few just to make sure that our study is feasible. Okay, that's the idea. That's the notion of feasible. It's workable, it's logic, and it's good. Right? Because we do have that population, and we can get that sample. We can get like a few numbers of people to represent the population. Yeah.
Okay, madam, I get it.
All right. Alhamdulillah. Good, good, good. The rest, are you okay? Please ask
Yes.
questions. Please do
Yes,
ask
yes.
questions because I cannot see you. So I know this is like writing, research writing is very complex and it requires what do you call a clear understanding. So I cannot see your faces whether you're processing this or not. So you need to ask me questions if you're confused. It's okay. Right? Ask me anything. Anything pertaining to what we're doing, of course. Okay, so far so good, nah?
So far so good.
All right,
Yes,
Alhamdulillah. Okay, good. So we've got the quantitative research methodology. We've identified the population and the sample. Okay, what else can we find here? What are the questions that we can answer? Okay, let's go back to our question. What periods of time? Okay. Type of data required. Okay, type of data required is there. What will be the type of data required? Survey,
Questionnaire.
questionnaire. Good. And then where can the required data be found? Again, we go back to the population, the sample. Okay. Period of time. Okay. Is there a period of time mentioned?
No.
The amount of time spent with the parents? No, there is no period of time.
3
Okay.
months.
No.
Huh?
And
3 months.
it's written there that data collection process took 3 months to be completed. So is it 3
Okay.
months?
Okay. 3 months to be completed. That is the duration. The duration of the study. But time, period of time. Okay, yes, correct. So periods of time will the study include? Yeah, exactly. Good. Yeah, to 3 months. I was thinking about this one. when was the study done? So the study was established by 2012. Okay. So there are two questions there. Okay. It's either you look at when was the time when this study happened. That's 2012. The duration of the study is 3 months. Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. And then what else? What other question? Sample design. Okay, we've already looked into that. Techniques of data collection, quantitative, questionnaire. Is there any other information where techniques of the data collection will be used? Sometimes some people will add on like where do they take the what do you call it? You will read it further. I'm sure there will be information on that. What are the samples exactly? Where is it taken? Which school, for example? Which what do you call? Where in particular? Maybe in KL, uh, or certain states. Get what I mean or not? Sometimes those are the kind of information that they might furnish you with. Okay, it might not be in the abstract, but as you read along, you have more information as to where the sampling is taken. Right, okay. And then what else? How will the data be analyzed? Okay, this is a question we can answer. Where is it? Why do I have this? Okay. Sorry. Um, Data were gathered from the samples analyzed using SPSS software. So you will know this is going to be a quantitative statistical paper because SPSS is a statistical and analyzing program or application. Okay, in what style will the report be prepared? This one you need to look into the analysis. Okay, can you bring it down to the analysis, Afiq?
No analysis, madam.
Okay. You can stop. Okay, okay. Afiq, stop. Go a bit further up. Go up a bit. It was there just now. Where's that? There you go. Sorry, that is materials and methods. Results. Okay, stop. Thank you. All right. So, you see, like, it's already been established that it's quantitative, right? All right. It's already been, so the expectation of quantitative is that you will see a lot of numbers. This is one of the way to look into style of writing the report. Okay, so it's very much statistical. You will see lots of numbers, percentages. Okay, go down. Afiq, go down. Sorry, Afiq. Why am I calling Afiq? Akil. Sorry, Akil. I'm in a different class, different sets of students. Okay, so you have, okay, good. Okay, stop. Okay, so you have lots of tables which involves lots of numbers. Again, it depends on the type of statistical analysis that they use. This one is pertaining to demographic. So demographic, you will have frequency. So it deals with percentage. So you got that percentage number there, right? Frequency. Demographic will be dealing with male, gender, occupation, number of children, so on and so forth. So that's demographic. Background of the sample. Okay, the background of the sample. And then you have perception of children with children misconduct activities versus children involvement. So you've got like a set of variables. Okay, these are the variables, the categories of misconduct: school related, gambling, internet computer related, substance abuse, violent crime, theft, sexual offense, others, vandalism, gang related. These are all variables. Okay, for a statistical analysis, you will have variables. Qualitative, you do not have variables. Okay, all right. Thank you. Go down, Akil. So you've got level of misconduct, percentage. So when we talk about qualitative, okay, let me see. Is there any significant? Go down a bit more. So this is still descriptive. Go down further. Okay, stop. Thank you. Okay, this is a very easy. This is a descriptive kind of analysis reporting. So descriptive descriptive analysis is very much like looking into the mean, mode, and median. So you will see like lots. You can see like this terminology is used. The M is actually mean. So you look at descriptive with regards to I don't want to go into the statistical thingy because but then you need to know, right? You familiar with mean, mode, median? I hate maths, but yeah, we need to do the statistic. You have to understand statistics in order to read quantitative studies. Mean, mode, median deals with the frequency. What's the difference? How many times it occurs? What's the weightage? Okay, between minimum, average, and what's that? Minimum, average, and what's the other word? Major. That's not major. That's another term. I've forgotten my statistic already. Okay, but anyways, if you use SPSS, it will report this: the mean, the MEAN, the MIN. All right, because you look into like between how does it work with regards to percentage? What's the average? I think the MEAN is the average. Okay, all right. So that is going to be learned when you do your data analysis course. Okay, Anyway, so this is just to identify, right? Mean, M means mean. So that's the average, like that's the figure. So how do you understand whether that figure is good or bad? So they have this reported there. So when you look at 3.3, overall in this study, it was identified that the level of misconduct referred to table 4 from the parents' perspective is M equals 1069, and the children involvement is M 1.2137. The word there is the word that you can actually see there is low. So meaning to say, when you talk about this, the understanding is that this is considered a good findings for the study. However, there is still a need to plan for preventive action so that it will not escalate into moderate or high level. Meaning, when it says that the identification between parents and children, okay, we need to understand what is being said there, and it says that the number is good, meaning it's not a problem. So let me read that a bit more. Can you go back to the previous page? Okay, okay.
Medium,
Stop,
middle
stop, stop,
class.
stop, stop. So yes, stop here. Okay, okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. Now I understand. Okay, there you go. So you have to understand what is being said here. What is the understanding there? So some parents think that their children, okay, it's not considered like a heavy duty kind of a misconduct if if their children are involved in illegal racing, running away from home, being cruel to animal. So that is like low, and the highest would be like with regards to offense, sexual offense. What else? Gambling. Okay, and that is considered like bad. Okay, go down further. Go down. What is the conclusion? Okay, let's look at the conclusion. Okay, okay, stop. Seriously, the English of this paper is very bad. Sorry. Okay, so you can discover. Okay, now that is the what you call the result. Past research has shown that communication problem between parents and children is one of the factors that make children